What's up, my people? This is the lyrical genius, Black Titanium. Now, this is another episode of Mental Telepathy's Arena, and what I want to talk about today is how the feds kill a militant. This is now, basically, remember I was telling you in my past videos how they creep up, and the VA police, they get to the destination before you get to the destination, and they poison the minds, and they make people put stuff in your shit. Let me show you. Basically, it's just a motherfucking. Now you see how white my eyes is, right? Now watch when I drink this shit. And then you'll see the formation of how my eyes turn red. Coffee ain't never supposed to make you go to sleep or tired. It's supposed to keep you up, right? And we all agree that that's the purpose of caffeine, right? So today we're gonna do a little experiment, and I'm just gonna show you color on my eyes, as you can see, right? Show you. See, because basically a lot of people, what they do, the reason why a lot of the federal government shit work is because of the fact that they got all type of white people manipulating in the game of white supremacy, manipulating against you, to try to make it seem like you crazy, you don't know what you're talking about, shit like that. So I'm gonna holler back at you in a minute. And also the next video is going to be the continuation on the energy and the way for the purpose of our youth. We're going to go on the energy and the way they try to transfer negative energy and the type of questions they ask you to make the youth fail test. That's on the next episode of the next video, so we're going to do it like that. Real talk. Right now, I'm in one of Shaitan's headquarters, Starbucks. As y'all know, that's an establishment for who? If you look at, like they talked about a logo. Hold up, pause for a minute. But like I was saying, how they ask test questions and stuff like that. And remember, I also telling you about how everywhere you go, they try to make how they put on Illuminati puppet shows. This is part of their Illuminati puppet show right here. That's what they do. When the feds, like I told you, when the feds want to humiliate you, they send their little puppets to play for the Illuminati puppet show. You feel me? So that's what y'all gotta understand. That all that's part of the Illuminati puppet show. They want to try to flush you in the direction that they want to flush you in. So they try to play games, like I said, of subliminal seduction. So they try to rape your subliminal and send you off in a certain direction that they want to send you. Feel me? So these are all games that we gotta teach our youth. And as a matter of fact, what I'm gonna advise to every black person that listens and that watches this video is the fact that you make your kid, you and your child need to study psychology. Not only study psychology, but you need to study the white man's psychology, because those are the ones that's trying to do you dirty or do us dirty. Regardless of what you may think, what type of job they may have gave you, or what type of whatever, what type of money you accumulated, how much materialistic shit you accumulated, it don't even matter. You feel me? It's all that shit is the game of technology. They know that money is about to become obsolete, and people all over the world are seeing to it. They going in different ways, in different currencies and everything. They trying to get the fuck away from the dollar bill. The dollar bill is becoming obsolete as we speak. That's why they got to move into a cashless society to sell you the illusion. You feel me? So I'm going to be back in a minute. Yeah, but like I was saying, I had to pause for a minute. Excuse the technical difficulties. But like I was saying, that's why they have to, that's why you starting to see a lot of black people and African Americans getting jobs now, because they giving these niggas money. Because basically, not just to sell their souls, but they giving them money to sell them their illusion, to purchase the conscience. This is what they do. They create a situation where you go for something for so long that as soon as they give you a few crumbs, it makes the victim think that they saved their life, so they become their most dedicated servants. That's what you got to understand. And that's all part of that negative energy that they transfer over, because they know that black people dealing with self-hatred anyway. So they hop all over that shit. You feel me? But give me a minute. Well, back to the essence of the conversation. All is part of the game of the illusion, because they slowly but surely moving into a cashless society, because everybody around the world is moving into a different direction as far as currency goes. You know, China's tired of these niggas. They owe them over $1 trillion. You know they heated. You'll kill a motherfucker if they owed you $1,000. So you know how they feeling about the situation. But like I was saying, so they moving in, them, Russia, Africa, everybody's moving into a different type of currency. You feel me? And they tired of these. They basically tired of their bullshit. But back to the essence of the conversation. The subject matter of them killing black militants. The reason why they concentrate on, people, brothers of consciousness, of conscious mind states and spiritual mind states, is because various reasons. But one reason being that they know that one intelligent brother in the hood is equivalent to the army of 5,000 men. They know this. They know our history better than a lot of y'all know our history. And that's one of the biggest problems of black people. A lot of black people are stuck in identity crisis. And this is what goes back to the situation of, I'll tell you, of why when they give your kids tests in the schooling, the youth testing the schooling. It's not the way, it's not what, the thing that a lot of black children don't know, the academic part. They just get intimidated when it comes test time. You know why? Because they ask you the questions in all type of geometrical formations that when they ask it to you, you don't even know that they asking you that 2 + 2. You don't even the child don't even know that they asking you what's 2 × 2. They just because they ask it in a formation where they confuse the child. So basically, is a thing where they design the test for your child to fail anyway. Like, for example, a week ago they gave me an academic test. They look at me and they say, yo, this dude is kind of stupid. He's retarded. He ain't gonna pass this shit. So they give you the academic test, and when you blow through that shit, they try to keep that shit on the low. They don't even want to tell you that you passed that shit. They just want you to forget all about that shit, because they don't. Like I said, when the feds is on you, they don't want to boost your morale. They want to lower your self-esteem. That's basically their objective, because their objective, number one objective, is to make you want to commit suicide. That's why you got a high rate of suicide in black youth and black men, because that's the Fed's number one objective, is to try to make you want to commit suicide. You have to know their psychology to counteract that shit. You feel me? And if they can't get you to commit suicide, what they basically try to do is try to get you in the prison cell. This is why you go to places like downtown Manhattan. They'll put on Illuminati puppet shows all day and try to harass you. They try to press your button. They got reactionaries around you all day trying to press buttons. And not only are they using their people, but they using your people and the whole shit. It's a game of chess. And when in this game of chess, they got to cheat on the nigga back so bad that they done took all your pieces off the board and put it on their side of the board. They got 2 extra rows. You dealing with like the militant is dealing like a king and like 5 pawns, if at best, because that's the way their system is designed, to confuse you, sell you illusions, and to the point where that they keep you in a stagnated state of mind. And basically this goes for the black youth too. This is why when they bring you into the school and they sit you near across from a white kid, the difference between your child and the white child is that your child is being taught, the black youth is being taught to be ruled. The white child is taught how to rule. This is why you'll see, you come downtown Manhattan, you see a lot of, you'll see a black person in a relationship, an integrated relationship with a white person, like a black dude or a white girl. He'll be with a white girl, but it won't be a relationship. It won't be a love relationship. It'll be a servant to master relationship. Most of those relationships are servant to master relationship. This is why when you see a black girl, she usually has a big mouth when she's with a black dude. She's cursing him out. She's giving him all type of problems, and also he's a problem too. But when she gets in a relationship with a white dude or a person of another culture, this is one of the symptoms of self-hatred. Whenever they get in a relationship with another culture, you'll never see them give the dude from that culture any type of other problems. She'll be totally submissive. A black woman that you thought was crazy, or you see her in a relationship with another culture, she'll be totally submissive. And when she's in a relationship because it's not a love relationship. It's not a love relationship. It's a servant to master relationship. Because that's one of the symptoms of self-hatred. When you hate yourself, there are unlimited amount of things that you can make a person dealing with self-hatred do to themselves, and you can make them do to their people. I know I'm going off track a little bit because I love switching lanes when I talk to you, because it gives you a chance. It teaches you how to think geometrically, not just one-dimensional and one-track minded. We might get on the subject matter and I might switch lanes and you be like, yo, that shit ain't even relevant to what you was talking about, because I'm trying to teach you how to think geometrically, because this is how you're being attacked in a geometrical formation. This is how the black youth is being attacked in a geometrical formation. This is what you have to understand. When they transfer negative energy, it's for the purpose to open up doors to all type of things. Early in the morning when you're sending your kids to school, you're giving them a bad energy. When you give them bad news, you don't wake your kid up in the morning and then tell them grown folks problems. Yo, we can't pay rent. We getting ready to get evicted. We getting all this shit. That shit weighs on the kid's mind before they even go to school. This is what you gotta understand. And if you notice, I got my camera facing up, because there's a lot of people that, I'm in a public place, and though these are usually my offices, where people try to flood you out with noise, because when you're in a setting like what I'm talking about, when you're in that type of setting, they're gonna try to counteract you with the noise factor. So bear with me. But as I was saying before, these are all things that this is food for thought that you need to think about when it comes to your child, the black youth. Because one thing you have to realize is that not only they come out of the day that they come out of the womb, they born into the blackout. They got 3 X's on their back: young, gifted, and black. And every other culture is in agreement with the white man that we should be at the bottom. Every other culture, they make them to participate in the game of white supremacy against us. It's all a game. That's what you gotta realize. But like I was saying, of how they kill the militant. The process is to slander you, defame you, and then isolate you from your people. And because they don't want you. First of all, they know that a person like me is conscious. They don't want everybody listening to a nigga. So this is why they try to isolate you from your people, because they know that they don't want your people to know that you're a genius, one of the geniuses of their race. So this is why they try to do everything in their power to try to manipulate them against you. As a matter of fact, they would rather that white people, like I told you, they would rather that white people be around you and befriend you and play the game of charades with you than black people. Because who wants to hear anything about themselves? So they don't mind befriending you. They're just yo, he crazy, whatever, man. Whatever. That's I noticed that one time I went to a concert. I went to a KRS-One concert, right? And I said, oh, this shit gonna be hot. I'm going to the concert. They was having a concert at SOB's downtown Manhattan, right? So I go to the concert. I get to the concert. Now this is KRS-One, one of the most militant rappers that was in the game in that era. I get to the concert. It was like 5 black people there, and the rest of the people was white. Real talk. It was like 5 to 10 black people in the whole concert. Now this is a KRS-One concert, and I knew it. And at that moment right there, I knew what they was doing to him. They was isolating him. They loved his music, true story. But on the other side of the same token, they were simultaneously isolating him from his people, while at the same time breaking them down and weeding him out the game. But they couldn't have weeded him out the game without the help of his own people, mind you. They could not have weeded him out the game without the help of his own people. This is why it was only 5 to 10 black people at the whole concert. This dude was here to bring about consciousness and bring about awareness of the injustices that's being done to black people. Yet when you go to his concert, it's only like 5 to 10 black people at the whole concert. It was unbelievable. It was like a culture shock to me when I got there. And I was walking around. When I got inside, I thought I'm looking around thinking that I done entered the wrong arena. You feel me? I get there, I'm thinking I done entered the wrong place. So I had to go to the security. I asked him, I said, yo, what venue is this? He was like, this is SOB's. I was like, is this the KRS-One concert? He was like, yeah, this is the KRS-One. So I'm looking around, I'm like, oh shit. But right there, it made me realize how when you got brothers like KRS-One, Public Enemy, X-Clan, you had people like Rakim, all of them people would, as they was dropping jewels and gems to try to wake up their people, they were, at the same time, they were breaking them down. They was watering their shit down. This is why you'll never see a rap artist like me get signed in the game. This is why you'll never see me. That shit is over with. You'll never see me. I have no other alternative but to be an independent artist. Real talk. Because the Atlantic Records, the Epic Records, none of them, they're not gonna sign a motherfucker like me, man. Their objective is to get rappers to dumb their people down. That's their objective. This is why I said hip-hop is always in the hands of the people. All of that shit is in the power's in the hands of the people when it comes to shit like that. This is why I stay in the music game, because there's so many directions in the geometrical formation that you can come from. You can get your shit placed on TV shows. You can get your shit placed in the movies. You can sell your shit by itself. You can place your shit in iTunes. I know places where I can sell my shit overseas and do pre-orders, and I can have like 60,000 pre-orders before I even send the shit there. That's what's so good about the hip hop industry. It's so many. It can't be controlled, and at the same time, the internet is controlling the music industry. They killing the labels. You know why? Because that's how the karma comes around. When you bleed the artists dry and you bleed all these niggas dry with the objective to kill them and to send their people off to the prisons. See, a lot of y'all don't know that a lot of these record labels, they got bigger ulterior motives. This shit is bigger than hip hop or R&B or any of that other shit. It's bigger than that. Their objective is to put out a message that to make the black youth get attracted to that artist and hang on to their every word. So when they hang on to their every word, they gonna think that they could go out and do what the rapper is doing. So now they in prison. Now they done got shot up. Now these niggas, rappers are dying like crazy now. It's to the point where you don't even want to get signed by a major label. That shit is like instant death. That's like signing your death warrant now, because basically they have brought the devil into the game. Yeah, real talk. They have basically brought the devil into the game. But that's a whole nother video. I'm gonna explain that to y'all on a deeper, in-depth situation, in a deeper in-depth level. But what I'm saying is, but I'm trying to talk to the militants right now. People like Dr. Umar Johnson, people like Tariq Nasheed. It basically, all of these dudes, I watch all of these dudes. You know why? Because they got amazing amount of knowledge that that I collect off of them. They've taught me many things. Dr. Umar Johnson, Tariq Nasheed, and a bunch of other brothers that's YouTubers that come on that's YouTubers. They taught me a lot. They've enlightened me on a lot of shit. But you know what? What I noticed that all of these dudes got in common. One of the biggest flaws that they all have in common is self-hatred, and don't even know that they have it. They trying to teach people about counteracting self-hatred, but let me show you how they deal with self. Let me show you how I know that they dealing with self-hatred. Because anytime they see another dude that's a militant, that's trying to bring about awareness, that's trying to save the culture, you know what they do? Oh man, fuck that dude. That dude ain't really the one. I'm the one. I got all the knowledge. Listen to me. Da 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 da. If you was a militant and that dude was a militant, y'all would embrace each other, man. Regardless to your difference of your culture, your religion, or any other thing. That's how I know that a lot of these dudes is still dealing with self-hatred. They might not be in the forefront of their conscience, but it's pushed into the back of deep into the back of their subconscious. So this is what you got to understand. Just like you got the average black person out here dealing with self-hatred, you gotta recognize the symptoms of self-hatred in order to be able to cure that shit. It's hard to cure because it didn't happen overnight. White people taught you that shit slowly but sure. Yeah, and they walk down here and they be proud of it. Real talk. I walk downtown doing surveys every day. And they don't even know that I'm studying them. They don't even know that I'm studying the whole situation. You know why? Because that's what you have to do. When people see you as their enemy, you have to study your enemy the same way. Real talk. And they don't give a fuck about us on no level. I don't give a fuck how many white friends you think you have. They all in agreement with the game of white supremacy, man. And you cannot compare your poverty to a poor white person's poverty. You know why? Because a poor white person gets to enjoy the privilege of white supremacy, whether they rich or dead, broken, poor. That's what you got to understand. And with that being said, you are watching another episode of Mental Telepathy's Arena, and I am your host, the lyrical genius, Black Titanium. Press the like button, and until the next time, I'ma holla at you. Peace.